When you turn 60 and beyond, who will truly stand by your side? When you're younger, the answer may seem obvious: your family, your dearest friends, the people who have been with you for decades. But once you pass 60, things start to change. Life evolves, people get caught up in their own routines, priorities shift, and suddenly, you might find the support system you always counted on isn't as solid as you believed. In this video, we're going to explore 6 essential pillars that often prove to be more reliable than family as we age. This isn't about distancing yourself from loved ones. It's about recognizing where true stability comes from and making sure you're protected when it matters most. When you begin building a life grounded in these 6 pillars, you gain a new level of confidence, security, and independence that will carry you through life's later challenges. Stay with us until the end, because what you'll learn here might completely shift how you view support. And once these concepts click, you'll no longer feel powerless, alone, or unprepared. Let's dive in. Pillar 1, financial independence. The most consistent form of support you'll ever have isn't another person. It's your financial well-being. While money can't guarantee happiness, it certainly provides stability, options, and peace of mind. As you age, it becomes increasingly clear that depending on family for financial assistance isn't a strategy. It's a gamble. Your children have their own lives, expenses, and responsibilities. Even if they care for you deeply, they may not have the capacity to help when you truly need it. Consider Richard, a 72-year-old man who always believed his kids would help him if money got tight. After all, he supported them through school, lent them cash during hard times, and always picked up the phone when they needed advice. But when an unexpected health issue wiped out his savings, he turned to them for help, only to discover they were barely managing their own bills, mortgages, and financial stress. Not out of neglect, but because life had caught up with them too. This is why financial preparedness is one of the strongest support systems you can build. It's not about amassing wealth, it's about having a plan. It's about being able to weather emergencies without panic, having a steady stream of income you can count on, and making smart financial choices so you're not left depending on anyone else to get by. If you're in your 60s or beyond, ask yourself, do I have enough set aside to handle unexpected costs? Is my retirement income secure and sustainable? Have I minimized financial risks that could put me in a difficult position? If any of these answers give you pause, then now is the time to act. Learn how to manage your money wisely. Avoid unnecessary debt. Invest in things that offer long-term stability, and plan for the future with clarity and confidence. Because when it comes down to it, your financial foundation is the one thing that will always be there for you, no matter who is or isn't around. Pillar 2, your physical well-being. There's one thing in life that no amount of money, affection, or support from others can replace: your health. After 60, your body becomes either your most valuable asset or your biggest limitation. You could have all the financial resources in the world, but if your health declines, your freedom begins to shrink. The simple truth is, no one else can take care of your body for you. Your family may love you deeply, but they can't go for walks in your place. They can't eat nourishing meals for you, and they certainly can't reverse the impact of years of neglect. Many people assume they'll figure it out when the time comes, that someone will be there to help. But in reality, even your closest family members may not be able to provide the level of care you'd need. They have full lives, their own responsibilities, and limited capacity. That's why prioritizing your health is not just smart, it's essential. Take Carl, for example, a 68-year-old who was once very active, but gradually let his health slide after retiring. He figured there was time to get back into shape later. But suddenly, his energy dipped. His joints stiffened and everyday activities became hard. His kids stopped by when they could, but they had jobs and families of their own. Carl realized that if he wanted to remain independent, he had to take control immediately. You don't need to train like an Olympian. It's about small, consistent actions. Move daily, even if it's just a walk. Choose foods that nourish rather than harm you. Stay on top of medical appointments and never ignore warning signs like persistent fatigue, difficulty moving, or unexplained pain. Every healthy choice you make today is a gift to your future self. Ultimately, your body is your greatest ally. It's the foundation that determines whether you can live life on your own terms. The more you strengthen it now, the less you'll have to depend on anyone else later on. If you're finding these insights helpful, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know you're still watching. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and tapping the bell so you don't miss any future videos. We're here to bring you more content that supports and empowers you. Pillar 3, your social circle. One of the most common mistakes people make as they grow older is slowly retreating into isolation. It's not always intentional, it can happen gradually. Friends relocate, loved ones pass on, routines shift. And before you realize it, your once vibrant social life becomes quiet and your world feels smaller. The danger of loneliness, especially after the age of 60, goes far beyond just feeling sad. It impacts your physical health, emotional well-being, memory, and even your life expectancy. It's tempting to believe that your children or family will always be around to keep you company, but the truth is they have their own busy lives to juggle. They love you, they care, but they can't be your entire support system. That's why having a strong and active social network is one of the most vital support pillars you can create in this stage of life. It's about cultivating connections, people who lift you up, share your interests, make you laugh, and check in on you just because they care. Consider Margaret, a 73-year-old woman who had always leaned on her family for connection. Her sons adored her, but as time passed, their visits became fewer and farther between. Life was simply demanding. The silence in her home grew louder each week. Eventually, she realized she had to take control of her social well-being. So she started reaching out. She joined a local walking group, reconnected with old friends, and even began attending a weekly painting class. Her days began filling up with conversation, laughter, and purpose. She no longer had to rely on her sons for companionship. She created her own vibrant community. Social connections don't have to be grand or formal. It can be as simple as chatting with a neighbor, joining a club, or participating in a local volunteer group. The goal isn't quantity, it's consistency. Having just a few people who genuinely care about you can make all the difference. These relationships don't just help you feel emotionally supported, they keep your mind active, boost your mood, and provide a sense of belonging. And when things get tough, those connections can become your emotional safety net. So take a moment to reflect. Who are the people in your life right now that bring you joy, warmth, and meaningful conversation? If the list feels short, don't worry, it's never too late to start expanding your circle. Because at the end of the day, a strong social network isn't just about avoiding loneliness. It's about creating a life filled with connection, laughter, and shared experiences, one of the most powerful kinds of support you can have in your later years. If you're still with me and this message resonates, leave a 3 in the comments to let me know you're watching. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button. Your support helps us continue creating thoughtful, empowering content for this amazing community. Pillar 4, your sense of purpose. One of the most powerful yet often overlooked forms of support isn't a person at all. It's your own sense of purpose. As you enter your 60s and beyond, you may find that many of the roles that once gave your life structure and meaning start to shift. Maybe you've retired from a long-held job, your children are grown and independent, or your days just don't have the same rhythm they once did. And when those familiar roles fade, it's easy to feel like you've lost your place in the world. But here's the truth. Your purpose doesn't retire just because you did. It evolves. A strong sense of purpose gives you direction. It gives you energy, motivation, and a reason to get up in the morning. Keeps your mind sharp and your spirit engaged. And the most important thing, no one else, not even your family, can give it to you. It has to come from within. Take George, for example. He was a 70-year-old retired engineer who had always prided himself on being busy and productive. When he finally stopped working, he looked forward to the slower pace. At first, but after a few months, he began to feel disconnected. His days blurred together. He started to feel invisible, like he wasn't needed anymore. Instead of letting that feeling fester, George made a bold move. He began volunteering at a local elementary school, using his skills to teach kids how to build and create. Week by week, he regained that spark. The joy of helping others, sharing knowledge, and staying involved. He didn't just find purpose. He found a new chapter of fulfillment. Your purpose doesn't have to be anything dramatic. It can be a hobby, a goal, a contribution to your community, or something as simple as creating beauty in your own home. Maybe it's mentoring, writing, gardening, caring for animals, or exploring a new interest. What matters is that it excites you and gives your life momentum. Without purpose, even the most well-meaning support from others can feel empty. But with it, you feel alive, grounded, and empowered. So ask yourself, what gives your life meaning right now? What brings you joy, pride, or a sense of contribution? If you're not sure, this is the perfect moment to start exploring. Because the truth is, a life with purpose is a life with direction, and that internal compass can guide you through anything. Still with me? If you're finding these ideas helpful, drop a 4 in the comments to show you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now so you never miss new content made just for you. Pillar 5, your emotional resilience. Life never stops testing us. Even after 60, the challenges don't disappear, they simply evolve. You might lose people you love, face unexpected health issues, or feel the sting of loneliness more often than you used to. And while it's natural to seek comfort in others, the truth is that the strongest support system you'll ever have is the one you build within yourself. That's what emotional resilience is all about. It's your ability to process difficult emotions, bounce back from setbacks, and keep moving forward even when life doesn't go according to plan. It's what keeps you grounded during chaos and strong when circumstances try to shake you. Many people enter their later years expecting their family to be their emotional rock. And while your children, siblings, or longtime friends may care deeply, they also have their own lives, their own burdens and struggles. Relying solely on them to carry your emotional load can leave you feeling even more disappointed or isolated when they can't always be there. Instead, emotional resilience empowers you to be your own anchor. Take Helen, for instance, a 75-year-old woman who had spent over 4 decades with her husband. When he passed, she was devastated. In the beginning, she leaned heavily on her children. They called often, visited when they could, and did their best to lift her spirits. But as time went on, Helen realized they had their own families to care for. Her grief wasn't something they could fix. It was something she had to face herself. So she took action. She joined a local grief support group where she met others walking the same path. She started writing in a journal each morning, reflecting on memories and emotions. And slowly, she began to rebuild herself. Not by forgetting her pain, but by learning to live with it and grow beyond it. That's the essence of resilience, not pretending that everything is okay, but choosing to move forward anyway. Building emotional strength doesn't require you to toughen up or hide your feelings. Quite the opposite. It's about honoring your emotions, allowing yourself to feel, and then learning healthy ways to cope and heal. Whether through talking to a therapist, meditating, praying, journaling, or simply taking quiet walks to reflect, resilience is nurtured through small, intentional habits. It's also about creating emotional boundaries, knowing when to say no, when to protect your peace, and when to let go of things or people that drain you. Because at the end of the day, the person who will always be with you through every loss, every victory, and every in-between moment is you. And when you develop that inner strength, you'll never feel truly alone, even in solitude. If you're still with me and resonating with this, type a 5 in the comments below to let me know you're watching. Your engagement helps others find this too and helps us keep creating meaningful content for this stage of life. Pillar 6, your ability to adapt. If there's one certainty in life after 60, it's that everything changes. Friends move, health fluctuates, roles shift, and the routines that once anchored your life may suddenly no longer apply. But here's the key truth: your ability to adapt to those changes determines whether you merely survive or truly thrive. Adaptability isn't just a useful skill, it's a lifeline. Some people grow rigid with age, clinging tightly to the way things used to be. They resist new technologies, avoid new experiences, and shut themselves off from the evolving world around them. And in doing so, they make life feel smaller and more limiting than it needs to be. But others, those who choose to remain open, flexible, and curious, discover that life still has so much more to offer, even well beyond retirement. Take Frank, for example. At 78, he had outlived many of his closest friends and found himself increasingly isolated. He had always enjoyed in-person gatherings and face-to-face conversations, but suddenly those connections were gone. For a while, he felt defeated, believing loneliness was just something he'd have to accept with age. But one day, his granddaughter showed him how to use video calls. It felt strange at first, but Frank gave it a try. Soon, he was joining virtual family dinners, chatting with friends he hadn't seen in years, and even participating in an online discussion group for classic history buffs. He didn't just adjust, he flourished. That's what adaptability looks like. It's not about changing who you are, it's about staying open to learning, to evolving, to doing things differently when needed. It's what allows you to keep moving forward when the world around you seems unfamiliar or uncertain. Being adaptable means trying new things, even if they make you a little uncomfortable. It means recognizing when something isn't working anymore and being willing to pivot. Whether it's how you socialize, how you manage your health, or even how you think about aging, flexibility is what helps you remain resilient and engaged with life. When you embrace adaptability, you stop fearing change and start using it to your advantage. It becomes less of a threat and more of an opportunity, a chance to discover new passions, deepen your understanding of yourself, and connect with others in fresh ways. Because the people who thrive in their later years aren't always the ones with perfect health or the most money. They're the ones who stay mentally agile, emotionally open, and willing to grow no matter their age. So if you're finding yourself facing changes right now, whether big or small, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? That simple shift in mindset can open doors you never expected. If this message resonates with you, type a 6 in the comments below to let me know you're still here and ready to embrace whatever comes next. Now let's wrap up with some powerful final thoughts to tie it all together. Final thoughts. Turning 60 and beyond marks a powerful shift in life, a time of reflection, transformation, and often redefinition. While it's natural to hope that family will always be by your side, the reality is that your most consistent, reliable sources of support come from within and from the systems you intentionally build around you. This isn't about turning away from the people you love, far from it. It's about recognizing that the foundation for a secure, fulfilling, and independent life doesn't depend solely on others. It depends on you, your choices, your mindset, and the pillars you choose to strengthen. Let's recap the 6 essential pillars of dependable support as you aged. Financial stability. Your independence is deeply tied to your financial health. Planning wisely ensures you're not caught off guard when life throws the unexpected your way. Physical health. Your body is your greatest asset. The more care and attention you give it today, the more freedom and vitality you'll enjoy tomorrow. Your social circle, friendships, and meaningful connections are essential for emotional well-being. Nurture them. Expand them. Let them enrich your life in ways family alone can't. A sense of purpose. You don't need a job title to have purpose. All you need is something that gives you a reason to wake up in the morning with enthusiasm and hope. Emotional resilience. Life will test you, but your ability to manage, process, and rise above emotional challenges is one of your most powerful inner tools. Adaptability. Change is inevitable. Your willingness to evolve with it will keep you vibrant, relevant, and fulfilled no matter your age. With these 6 pillars in place, you'll never feel like you're walking this path alone. You won't need to wait on someone else to come to your rescue, and you won't feel powerless in the face of life's storms. You'll have already built the support structure that matters most, the one inside you. Remember, growing older doesn't mean becoming weaker, it means becoming wiser. And with that wisdom comes the power to take control of your life, your happiness, and your future. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave a comment below and share one takeaway from today's message. What resonated most with you? How do you plan to use these insights in your life? Your voice matters, and your story can inspire others. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss more content that empowers, informs, and uplifts. We're so glad you're here. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep growing, and never forget you're stronger than you think, and your best days can still be ahead.